Hello everybody, The Water Magician episode 2 has come out, and let me say, I honestly thought this series was gonna be bad, but this episode actually kinda has me hyped. I'm looking forward to this, so let's go ahead and get into the breakdown. We start off being introduced to Abel, the young man at the end of the last episode, who was in that shipwreck. He introduces himself, says that he is most grateful for our main character saving his life. We also get to see how the land is coming along. As you can see, there's flowers, there's reeds, he has even a barrel in the background, lots of trees, looks like maybe even fruit trees. Our main character has been working fairly hard, and I think there's even been a natural progress of time. Of course, we're gonna have a hard time telling how much time has passed because he was given eternal youth, so we have no idea how long he's actually been here. Could be hundreds of years, could be a couple of weeks, we don't know. Anyways, he continues going on, trying not to offend his newly found savior, saying, oh, well, my savior's in poverty, so of course he doesn't have a staff. Of course he doesn't understand everything because he's in poverty. He's out here all alone. And while they take him to his house, he says, I have to say goodbye to everyone. And he goes ahead and he fights the headless fae creature. I forget what they're called. And the fae creature gives him these robes and he no longer looks poor. Isn't that cool? Anyway, they go out on their way trying to eventually get to wherever they're going, which is this town that this guy wants to get back to after he was probably abducted by traders, slavers, something the like. And he shows off some sword skills. He's able to pierce through enemies with one hit. He's got some pretty cool sword moves, all things considered. Of course, we get shown off the Water Magician's abilities, and he uses 4 icicles at once. And this guy's like, huh, I didn't know you were able to cast that many with a single utterance of a spell. Our good old main character is capable of using all of his spells incantless, so he doesn't even have to talk when he does these. We also get our first look at money, and we are explained that it is a bronze florin from the kingdom of Knightly, where he is from and where the town of Loon is, which is where they are going. We also hear about the Dubahi Empire and the Handaloo Federation. Our main character is not a big fan of the name Dubahi, saying, who wants to say I'm from Dubai? I feel like that might be a little bit of a roast at Dubai, honestly. Just like Dubai, Dubai, Dubai. You know, it's like, it's just a little similar, you know, real life names. Hope no one from Dubai cares. And they go ahead and travel, and look at this scenery. Oh my gosh. I was gonna call this anime trash the first episode, I'm not gonna lie. I was ready for it to be bad, but this is beyond my expectations. As they're going, they find these rock golems and they try slashing at them and stabbing them, and they can't seem to beat them. So as the Water Magician does, he creates a giant ice block and smashes them. He has to create a whole bunch of them to smash all of them, and they only end up getting to see one of them actually die without them smashing it. And the one that does, he gets this giant magic stone from, so probably would have been best if they could have killed it without destroying each piece with the giant ice boulder, but then they could have gotten more of this giant magistone. But then we run into this giant behemoth, which our main character aptly names Behi Behi, and some wyverns on the horizon, and it looks like they're gonna get a front row seat to an animal monster war. Behi Behi wins easily, just basically yelling and canceling their magic, and then the wyverns fall to their deaths. We even get this nice little update that Loon apparently has a dungeon. We also learn that elves and dwarves exist in this world, so it's not just humans. Typical fantasy setting, dungeons, elves, dwarves. I'm looking forward to this, honestly. Where are we going? Like, we got 2 dudes here. This is probably the first time I've watched a top anime of the season, and it's like a guy and another guy just hanging out, going together, fighting monsters, just exploring the world. And this is only the 2nd episode. You would think, like, I'd have seen more of these, but I can't think of a single one. It's always like a guy and a girl, but now it's a guy and a guy. Honestly, there's like no tension here besides the tension of will they be destroyed? I'm loving it, dude. Then Ryo and Abel go ahead and head up the mountains, which apparently separate the human continents where they are supposed to be going and where Ryo was. And Abel asks, how do you know this? Of course, how he knows this is the giant flying lizard he met last episode. So he's not going to say anything about how he knows it. He's just going to say he knows. Then they see a griffin and they have to throw their meat up in the sky, and their meat is stolen by the griffin, and the griffin doesn't go kill him. So that's plus. That's a plus. I was honestly kind of wondering if Ryo is going to be able to kill this thing, but it seems like Ryo doesn't want to fight this thing, which I wouldn't either, honestly. Then we see a whole bunch of wyverns chowing down, and they're all like, oh, this is in the north. Those wyverns from earlier came from the north. This is probably where the wyvern nest is, and we're gonna have to fight these guys. Abel's like, no, it takes 20 adventurers to kill wyverns. There's no way we're gonna be able to take these out. Then Ryo basically just says, yeah, what if we pinned them all to the ground? And Abel's like, well, I guess that would help. At least I could reach them with my sword. Then Ryo just pins them all to the ground. Like, others fly in, and he still's pinning them to the ground. Ends up casting spells without enchanting or canting or talking. And Abel's like, what? Like mid-fight, Abel's just like speechless. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this anime keeps going. Of course, Ryo is a horrible hider of secrets. Abel is just intuitive enough to figure out something's up. I'm actually looking forward to this third episode. What do you guys think? Go ahead and leave your thoughts in the comments. Like and subscribe, hit the notification icon for more, and until next time, you guys have a blessed day.
And while you're here, go ahead and check out this video to see what you might have missed.